Hi and very good morning everyone. Thank you to Sydney RTTs from Malaysia Society of Radiographer (MSR) for coming today on our online class module to listen on our clinical training module CTM of brachytherapy of gynecology cancer. Today, me, Damia, and my colleague Farawaida will explain in detail on our CTM. The aim of CTM is to introduce students to the basic principle of in discipline of radiotherapy and brachytherapy in order to prepare them for a clinical training program hospital-based. Successful completion of the module therefore leads to partial fulfillment of the requirements to be recognized as clinically qualified radiation therapists. The module needs to be complemented by a structured clinical training program in order to develop skills and competency necessary to practice in clinical environment. Alternatively, the academic program would prepare a student for an academic career in radiation therapies in industry. Guidelines recommended combine radiotherapy treatment with EBRT, external beam radiotherapy, to the pelvic and intracavity brachytherapy boost to the tumor. Unlike EBRT, which delivers an external radiation source through healthy tissue, brachytherapy delivers higher concentrated radioactive dose directly within or adjuvant to the tumor. Therefore, it is clear that brachytherapy is the optimal way to precisely deliver conformal radiotherapy to the shape of the tumor, which contribute to improve local control. IAEA suggested that students should ideally be exposed to the widest possible clinical experience, and this includes the exposure to brachytherapy treatment units. Next, my colleague Ms. Farawaida will explain on aim and objective of our CTM.
Thanks, Ms. Damia. Regarding this clinical teaching module, our aim is to ensure all RTT students gain knowledge and understand the procedures and practice associated with brachytherapy of gynecological cancer. Therefore, our module objective is students should be able to recognize the equipment, materials, and technique used in brachytherapy of gynecological cancer. Besides that, students should be able to determine appropriate patient care and support before, during, and after the procedure. Moreover, students able to identify the fractionation schedule in use for brachytherapy and identify tolerance dose for critical structure or organ at risk OAR and the associated possible side effect in brachytherapy of gynecological cancer. Last but not least, we want students should be able to understand the basis of radiation protection and safe practice in brachytherapy.
I will explain on what we will cover in our module. For module 1, we will cover about materials, equipment, and technique used for brachytherapy. A tour to brachytherapy unit will be conducted. Students will be introduced to a various type of equipment and material used in the brachytherapy procedure of gynecological cancer. This tour will take around 1.5 hours. Next, an interactive discussion session will be carried out to introduce students to a various technique used in brachytherapy procedure of gynecological cancer. This module will be guided by medical physicists at respective institutions. So, how we will evaluate them at the end of this session? Students are required to reflect on their learning through writing.
Next, part 2, which is fractionation schedule. For part 2, the students are required to carry out an online research to identify fractionation dose in use for brachytherapy of various types and stages of gynecological cancer. Depends on dose rate, which is low or high, treatment intention, radical or palliative, and others. In this session, students will be divided into few groups regarding types of cancer, which is endometrial cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, and vaginal cancer. For evaluation of this part, an interactive presentation will be carried out. Each group is required to present the online research in a given format. After the presentation, students are required to reflect on other groups' presentation in a one-page reflective journal.
Next, in Module 3, we will cover about patient care and support. Students will be given a few video links on brachytherapy procedure of gynecological cancer. Students are required to watch the videos and understand patient care and support throughout brachytherapy procedure. We will evaluate them by conducting an online assessment using quizzes or Socrative 1 week after the video session. Students can review their answer after the quizzes have been completed. Then, a short discussion will be conducted and students can voice out their questions.
For part 4 in this module, in achieving the module objective, this part focus on the tolerance dose for critical structures or organ at risk and possible side effect in brachytherapy of gynecological cancer. 1 week before this session, students will be given a few articles about the topic, and during the session, the question about the topic are given and students are required to discuss the answer for all the questions. This session will take within 1 hour. For evaluation of this part, at the end of the session, students are required to sit for technology-based exam and a clinical case will be given, and students are required to identify and delineate organ at risk using the brachytherapy planning system. The correct answer and instant feedback will be generated from the system once students complete the exam.
but not least, the module 5 will be covered about radiation protection and safety. In this module, a live workshop will be conducted. Students will be introduced to the routine radiation protection and safety in brachytherapy units. By the end of this session, students will be divided into a few groups. Each group will be given an incident learning stimulated situation. Students are required to produce a role play video focusing on the management in dealing with the situation given. The videos will be presented and evaluated during and online. That's all CTM of brachytherapy of gynecology cancer for us. Anyone got any question can voice out. Thank you.